everybody. Firstly, Happy New Year. So we just wanted to come on and give you an update as to where we are at. Obviously, it's been a while since we closed, and I know you've been following the updates that the grounds team have been doing in regards to the work they've been able to do on the hillside. But we feel it's time to give you a bit more of an update on what's happening with National Highways and the future of the business post 29th of March.
So just before we get into the details of what's going on here at the bike park, I just wanted to remind everyone how the DCO kind of works and how they get their powers. So before any of the work start, there's a big long consultation period, and any businesses or landowners, if they have any objections to what's going to happen, that's the time when National Highways have to overcome these problems, just like a normal planning application. They do these by things called requirements. There's a specific requirement for the bike park called Requirement 11. Now, Requirement 11 says National Highways are going to provide 417 Bike Park a temporary building and car park at the bottom of the hill. And this is because they are taking a portion of the car park and taking the trail that leads down to the bottom away.
Now, it's important to add that the reason it was going to become a permanent building and a permanent car park is because it's actually cheaper for the public purse to provide a permanent building rather than a temporary solution. So National Highways paid in full for the planning permission of this permanent building. So then that fast forward to the autumn, out of nowhere we just got an email basically saying that they scrapped the building and car park because they believed that the car park issue was solved. Apparently they're not going to be taking any of our car parking spaces. And that's it, they're done. We then had to push for another meeting because they managed to completely forget about the fact that we had no way then of getting customers from the car park down to the Uplift pickup point or the bottom trails.
So in losing that track, we also lose all the land surrounding it, which brings us to our current dilemma, or the current suggestion from Highways. And that solution is that every single user of the site, cars coming in, cars coming out, people riding down to the bottom, people pedaling up, and even pedestrians walking, all share a single lane driveway, as you would remember it, into the car park.
So understandably, we raised serious concerns on the safety of this, and it's so unsafe. It just will not work. Highways kept telling us it will. We kept telling them it wouldn't. So we got to a point where we had to get 2 independent reports done that proved that it would be dangerous and it would be unsafe. And still, National Highways, as far as they are concerned, feel it will work. And what they're doing now is, instead of taking responsibility and accepting that that building and car park are the only solution, because may I add, once that's in place, we can use the current driveway as a return track because there'll be no cars on it. They're pushing it onto us to come up with another solution on how we can make that driveway work for all the traffic and all the people and all the riders. And it just isn't possible. And if we don't get this issue sorted out, then the Uplift will not open on the 29th of March. And while living through all of this, unfortunately, as a family, we've had some really devastating news over Christmas. Unfortunately, Simon, my husband and co-owner of FlyUp, has sadly been diagnosed with cancer. So we as a family are trying to come to terms with that. So while he's going to have to go through treatment and fight cancer, we're also having to go through all of this and fight National Highways. The current closure period is a bit of a mixed one actually at the moment. So there's positives, and the positive is that the ground guys are really cracking on with repairing and maintaining the bike park. The negatives are we are literally in the middle of their construction site. The conditions are unsafe. We have raised it many times and it just doesn't get sorted out. One of the biggest questions we get is, well, at least you're getting compensated for the closure. And I think it's really important that I let everybody know that actually we're not being compensated. What we're getting as of today is only 90% of our income based on last year's turnover. So they haven't accounted for any growth, they haven't accounted for any rises in costs. They are only giving us 90% of our income. Look at it!
It's gone. As you can see here, highways have taken the land and the track down to the bottom is no more. We've lost our down track and we've lost our pedestrian path to the bottom. And the solution so far that highways have come up with is for every single user of the bike park who wants to get to the Uplift pickup point or onto the site or leave to use this section of driveway here. So cars will be coming up, cars will be coming down. People on bikes will be going up, people on bikes will be going down, and pedestrians will also be walking up and down and sharing the same section of road.
And we are at our wits' end because we're getting nowhere. Highways will not budge and we don't know what else to do. So this is why we're now asking for help. We need the support of people. We need help because we can't get highways to listen. So what we're asking for now is we need your help. We need people to help us to get National Highways to do what they promised the planning inspector and the Secretary of State they would do, and that is to put the facilities in to allow our business to operate as it currently does now. Please email in to National Highways. Any help we can get will be much appreciated.